everybody know that. I will be happy to answer questions as we go along, and it's really important that you ask questions. Today's session is on Bugzilla. If someone could tell me in the question area if you can actually see my screen with the Bugzilla browser up, it would be awesome. That way I know people are able to see it. Okay, thank you, folks. Okay, today we're going to cover some basic use of Bugzilla. I want to show you people who haven't yet how to create an account. We're going to talk about adding a defect issue, or request, suggestion, or whatever you feel like needs to be added to a course or Moodle. We're going to talk about adding a file attachment, because this comes important when you're trying to get PowerPoints and handouts and stuff like that added to courses. I'm going to show you a couple of the basic reports that we use. Things like bugs that are open for courses, or bugs that are open on your own, or what happens to your own bugs that you open. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about processing requests for more information, because a lot of times a curriculum chair or program director needs to send back a request for more information. Now, we have people from Porter Chester on the line. We also have people from YTI. So some of you folks at the PCI side may be a little bit more familiar with this, so forgive me for covering some of the basics, but we also have people who are new to the system. Okay, when you first come into Bugzilla, you're going to see the screen that I have up right now. The address of Bugzilla is pcibugs.mportfolio.net. The first time you come in, you're going to have to create an account. Now, your account does not carry over from any other system that the school has, so you actually do have to create a new account. So you can either come up here and click New Account up on the menu, or you can click Open New Account right there with the person. Okay? It's going to make you enter an email address. You want to enter either your Porter Chester email or your YTI email, whichever one's appropriate. Once you enter your email address, click Send. Now, the next part of this is you need to check your inbox about it probably takes about half an hour for the message to get to you, but check your inbox and you will have a message that gives you a link to click on to finish setting up your account. It's going to have you select the password and so on and so forth. I cannot find out what your password was. If you ever lose your password, click the Forgot Password link up here at the top. And again, it will send you a message and it will tell you what your password is. And it might actually give you a link to reset it. So again, new account from the home, new account, or forgot password. Now, once you've created an account, you're going to want to click Login. So, and your login is going to be your email address that you set up as an account, and whatever your password. Click Login. It will show your email up here at the top once you've logged in, and you'll have a logout link. Any questions on new user or login? Okay. The first thing we do in Bugzilla most often is we want to file a bug. Okay, now, again, we use the word bug, but we need to be clear. A bug is not only a problem. A bug might be a suggestion. It might be something you want to see added to a course. It could be an administrative thing you need done in Moodle, or any of the associated systems like courses, if you need to add a user, if you can't find a user when you're trying to enroll students in a course. All of that stuff is considered a bug by Bugzilla, but it's basically any request you have. What is not handled by Bugzilla is the portal. Anything having to do with the portal has to go through your IT support. On the PCI side, it's itsupport@porterchester.com. Again, YTI has its tracking system as well, but it cannot. Portal bugs do not come through Bugzilla. They'll basically just be closed. So what we want to do is we want to click File a Bug. Okay? The system will, once you click File a Bug, the system is going to come up and it's going to ask you what product. Now, currently, there's only one YTI course in technology, but as more programs come online, there will be more courses here. So it's very important that you select the right area to put your bug. An example would be if you are a CAD instructor, and if you want to add a user or you can't find a student, if you put it under CAD, it will never get to the right person. Anything having to do with Moodle has to come under the Moodle category. So please make sure you select the right category. Sooner or later, the program chair or curriculum chair will actually get the bug to the correct person, but it's going to take some extra time. So anything having to do with Moodle comes in here. Student email addresses, okay, on the Porter-Chester side, select student email. So there's a whole bunch of categories. Just make sure you get it in the right one, because the Bugzilla system actually routes it to the correct person who can actually handle it. Okay, new starts. We have a new start coming up on January 19th. Okay, any student sheets that are missing, anything having to do with new start students during that area, we need to get under new start sheets, because we try to process those within 24 hours. So you're going to select a category. I'm going to go ahead and pick on HVAC because Doug knows that I'm doing that. Okay, the next portion that comes up is the actual bug entry screen. Anything that is highlighted in yellow, okay, like this area, the component, the version, the summary, those are required fields. Okay, so under component, you'll need to check the closest component. In HVAC, we have it set up that every course is a component, and we'll probably be doing that with the rest of the programs as well. So we're going to assign it to a course. What component is the problem in, or what component do I want to add a handout to? Okay, version, it's unspecified. There's no version numbers on some of these. If you have a version number, select the closest one to what you have, but most of them we just leave unspecified. The summary, this is what your bug is about. For medical assisting, it is real. Betty has asked me to request for medical assisting that you put the course in the summary. Okay, put the course number in the summary line. For the other programs, especially if you have a component selection here, you really don't have to worry about that. But in this case, we're going to say add a PowerPoint. Okay, I'm going to do the add a PowerPoint. And I've had one of those before, and I always put the word test after it just because I don't want Doug to worry about this one. We're going to put a description. Now you want to be as specific as you possibly can in the descriptions. Okay, we want to tell them what course, we want to say add it, why we want it added. Is it a replacement for an existing PowerPoint, or did you fix a spelling error, since we have a couple of those out there? But we want to make sure we add the appropriate components. Okay, and in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to click, I'm just going to put in here test, just so that doesn't, okay, but when you add a bug, please make sure you're as specific as possible in the description. Okay, now if there's nothing you're going to add as an attachment, you just click submit bug here. Okay, once you click submit bug, it's going to come back with a bug number, okay, which is right there, and it's going to leave you on the same bug. Okay, you can still make adjustments here. For example, if you forgot to say something in the description, if you want to add more information, or if you think about it later, you can come back into the bug number. And you can come back and you can add anything you want to these comments, and it just adds it to the record of the bug. So we're dealing with bug 4223, okay, for those who can't see it on the screen. Now, let's say I want to throw an attachment on this bug. For example, the PowerPoint, because you can't just say add a PowerPoint. You've got to give the person the PowerPoint you want to add, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to click and add attachment. And then just like just about anything else you want to add to an internet browser, you click the browse button, or on your browser it could say open. Okay. And you select the file or whatever you want to add. Okay. Once you've selected the file, give it a description. I'm going to say test file, if I can spell it right. And then click submit. Okay. It's going to say attachment to bug. Basically, that tells you it was uploaded and submitted. And then you can basically click save changes, and you're done. Okay. It says bug saved, changes submitted. And at that point, you are all set with with the bug that you added. Any questions on add a bug? Again, please ask at this point because we do have time. And you will have to type your question in the blank. Okay. Now, if you ever want to come back to a bug that you've already had open, what you do is come up here to the blank of the screen. Just type the bug number in and click search. You'll get right back to your bug. Okay, you can edit at this point, just anything you change, click save changes. If you think you assigned it to the wrong person, you can come down here and click edit, and you can put the correct person's email in here. Like, I don't want this one to go to Doug, I'll take this one. So I will take it as my bug. And then I'll click Save Changes. And it will come back and it will assign it to me. Okay, so that's basically how you find and edit a bug. You also, in an email you get, if you ever get an email that says, like, we're waiting on response with more questions, you click on the link, and then you add your comments, okay, to the question, to the additional comments here. Once a program share, program manager, curriculum share requests additional information from you on a bug, they will only wait 7 days. Okay, once they wait that 7 days for your response or your additional comments, they're going to close the bug. And it will be closed with a status of information not received or no follow-up or one of those statuses. So that's how you edit a bug. Any questions on editing a bug or responding for more information? Okay. So moving on. Okay, we're going to talk about the reports that are available. There's two main reports I really want to show you. The one is down here on the left-hand side of your screen, under the home link down on the left. There's one for My Bugs. Okay, that's a default that everybody has. Okay, it actually shows you every bug you have opened and every bug that is assigned to you. Okay, it gives their status, and it shows where it's at in the process and when the last time it was changed. Okay, now bugs you have opened that are assigned to other people are going to show up here under with other people's address under the assignee. Bugs that are assigned to you will show up with your email address. The status is usually in progress, waiting for response, or confirmed. Okay. Resolution resolved bugs. In other words, things we fixed and things we've closed do not show on this report. Again, this only shows our open bugs. So, for example, right now I have 14 open bugs. Some of them are assigned to other people. Some of them are mine. It's very important occasionally to look at the bugs you have opened, okay, because it's important that you know where it is, especially if you see a waiting. If you see a waiting for response on something that's assigned to somebody else that you've opened, you probably need to just click on the bug number and find out what the comments were. You want to look down at the comments. Okay. So this report, again, is from any screen. You see the My Bugs on the bottom. If you ever create any custom reports, which I'm not going to go into right now, but you can save custom reports and stuff like that down here. But the My Bugs, everyone has. Okay. The other report that we use quite heavily is off the Browse button. Okay, so again, when you're on the home screen, you can click Browse. Okay, now this report actually will show you all open bugs in a category. It doesn't show you things that were already solved. It shows you anything open in a category. So if I come down here and if I click on HVAC course material, okay, and then then I can come down here and again narrow it down a little bit. I can click on my electrical for oil, and I will see any open bugs in that course. Okay, now if I were the person handling this, I'd come in here and pick the bug I want to work on. Okay, and I make whatever adjustments need to be made. I put in a resolution like how I fixed it, and I come down here and click a status, resolved, and fixed. Okay, there's a bunch of different statuses here. Invalid is if I don't have enough information. I also have some statuses like if there's a Moodle error that I need the developers on. I basically say that I open it on their tracking as well, open a ticket. But most often, it's resolved and fixed. Okay, then you just click Save Changes. And then when I go back to that Browse again, the report of the HVAC that I was just on my bug that I just fixed, which happened to be the test bug, okay, is no longer there. So again, the important thing is that you can come into Browse, and anybody can do this. This is not restricted to just the owner of that category. Anyone can come into Browse and see what is open for any one product. Okay. Any questions on that? The two reports that we talked about were the My Bugs, which shows any open bug that you opened or is assigned to you. The other one is the Browse that searches any open bug that's assigned to a specific category and component. And again, I do have time for questions, so please, if you do have any, type them in the question area. Okay. So that is that. Now I can also, okay, I'm Jeff Rentz. So when we start getting bugs at YTI and we don't know how to resolve, we just assign the same bug. Yes, Jeff. If you get a bug that is not curriculum related, you want to come into the bug, okay? And if, for example, if it's a system related or anything like that, you want to come into the bug and just edit the assigned to, and you can put my email on it. Okay, so you would edit this. I'm not going to change this because this is not one of mine, but you would want to put my email address there and then click Save Changes. So yes, anything that's system related has to come to me. So just reassign it. Dan's saying Stryford has been having problems with GoToMeeting. Yes, Stan, this webinar will be recorded for later. Sorry you missed that at the beginning. The one last thing I do want to show you is how to search. Okay, you click on the search, and you can actually search a bug for, let's say, we can do all products, and let's say I want to check the word spell. Okay, and if I spell right, we'll be okay. So I may want to come in here and just come in and type spell. I can search all open bugs for the word spell. Okay, so we have 2 spelling related bugs here, and I can actually follow up on that if I wanted to. Okay, so the search actually, and then you also have an advanced search feature. It's self-explanatory, but it just gives you more search options. You can actually search out for a user. Okay. Any questions on any of the report functionality that's open? And yes, Pam, I did see your question there, and I'll quickly go through that again. But any question on the report functionality? Okay. So real quick again, you have a bug opened. Okay. To add an attachment, just click Add an Attachment. Browse for the file. And then give it a description. Okay, and I'm just again going to use test and submit. So Pam, for answer for your question, it's basically add an attachment from a bug, then a browse.
Okay, any questions having to do with that? Any questions that we haven't covered yet that anybody has on Bugzilla? Small crowd today, and I basically have covered everything I needed to cover. Okay, thank you all. If you have no questions, have a great day. And again, this recording will be up probably early next week, and I'll let everybody know where it's going to be. Oh, and in case I don't see you before then, have a happy holiday, everybody. Thank you.